Good evening, one and all, and welcome to Spirit Quest with Paul Francis, your host, on this fine, very cold Thursday night. And I don't care it being very, very cold. It's November. It's supposed to be cold. It's supposed to be freezing, and it's supposed to be snowing. And it was this morning. It was so cool. I enjoyed every second of it, and it was just imaginable. It just, oh, wow, Christmas time. All these beautiful flakes of snow coming out in the sky. Amazing. I was so happy. So here we go. Last day of November, and we move into what I refer to as the Christmas month tomorrow. So we were out tonight. Well, actually, we were out most of all day today, and having just getting things going, getting into that mood, and starting to make the energy happen. Carolyn, hi. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. This is the penultimate show of 2023, so we've got one more Spirit Quest to go, and then we shut down for Christmas and New Year. So it's like I can't believe how quickly the time has flown. Really, to be honest with you, it's if you guys can hear me because Lynn's saying it's muffled. I don't understand how it's muffled since we got high tech gadgets being used here. So
I just want to make sure it's all on. Look up fashion tip. So, good evening, Julie. Good to see you, darling. Welcome to the show. Hope you're well. Thanks for being here, Carolyn, Lynn. So, Julie and Carolyn, does the sound a bit muffled to you, or is it just Lynn? I mean, because when somebody says something like it sends the present somebody who's presenting like me, like, oh my god, this thing's not working. Sue, welcome to the show. Good evening, my darling. Good to see you. Hope you're well, and hope your day went according to plan. So there we go. It was absolutely stonking day today with the Thank you, Jules. It was an absolutely stonking day today with that snow, but it didn't last long. So I was kind of hoping that it was going to last a bit longer than it did. But hey, it's better to have something and get you into that mood on the final day of November. Donna Mayers, welcome to the show. Good evening. Good to see you. Now, as you know, Spirit Quest is not about me. It's about you guys and me sort of trying to answer your questions about the normal paranormal. I've been getting a lot of calls recently from different people um, who are calling me up to ask me, questions, which I'm absolutely fine about. I have no problems with that whatsoever. And people ask me about things like, can you tell me, is this happening? This is happening in my house. What do you think it is? Um, and my primary response to everybody is it's always really a good idea to start doing investigating yourself immediately. So what I always say is try and record what it is that you are experiencing. So if you're experiencing, say, movement, sound, knocking, all that kind of thing, best thing to do is start recording it on your mobile phone or whatever it is. Dawn says, "Good evening, everybody. I don't think the snow is done with us yet." Well, I hope it isn't. I hope it comes down in absolute buckets and stays down. I really, really do that. I can hear very well on Facebook, says Carol. Thank you very much. So basically, Lynn was making me sound like I was not coming through well. All good. Been watching the snowfall. It would settle, but it's turning to ice now, says Sue. Because Sue's up further. She's up on the edge of so what you get Devon and Cornwall. She's in Devon, and she's further up. I'm literally at the very, very bottom of Cornwall. So, and it's well, Dawn and I are both down here, and it didn't really hang around, unfortunately, for too long. So, if you're like Carol, if you're watching me on Facebook, come out of Facebook, please, Carol. Zip across to YouTube, and join us on YouTube. So go into the YouTube icon, click on the icon, go into YouTube. At the top bar of YouTube, the search bar, it'll say, you just type in Paul Francis Medium, and it'll bring you right back to the show. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to build the show, and we need people to subscribe to the show and click the bell icon, and then of course share the show. It's important that you all like the show. Make sure you like the show. So far tonight, it's showing me that only one person has liked the show. Come on, guys, hit that like button. Amanda, good evening. Hey, how are you? Um, Sorba Gupta, uh, I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly. You're a medium. Thank you for letting me know. It's really, I've tried. It won't let me in for some reason. Oh, weird, really? So I'm interested in figuring that out for you, Carol. I must try and get that figured. I'm about 50 minutes from Cornwall, 50, but being on the edge of Dartmoor, it gets you, oh gosh, yeah, it gets very, very cold in Dartmoor. I keep getting missing time again. Lost 10 minutes the other night. It's like I pass out and feel like there's an energy wave, and I just wake up on the floor. So it's done. That's called alcohol. Actually, do you know what? This light makes my teeth look yellow. I like that. Um, so Dawn, lay off the spruce juice. All good, thanks. Had a good walk in the snow with the dog. I'm wearing shorts as well. I'm still wearing shorts. It took me over a year to connect to you on Facebook, says Carol. Maybe we'll stick a link up for you, Carol, shortly, and maybe you can click that link, and then we'll get you across to YouTube. The reason why is Facebook is very, very unstable, and I'm pulling further and further away from Facebook, as you probably noticed. YouTube is far more stable, and there's less numpties claiming to be mediums on it. So it's pretty good. I I know you don't drink the horrible stuff. You only drink the expensive stuff. I know that for sure. So anyway, so the thing is basically people were asking me about things going bump in the night, so to speak. Now I'm very much a big believer in that. Stuff can go bump in the night, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's paranormal. It's always a good idea to remember this little sort of idea. Remember normal before paranormal. Okay, normal first, paranormal second. Alrighty. Because a lot of people just jump straight to the paranormal. Oh, it's a ghost. Oh, it's a spirit. Oh, it's a demon. Oh, it's something like that. No, look for the plausible reason first. Keep your feet on the ground. Look for the plausible reason of what it might be, and if you eliminate what it might be, you're left with what it could be. Right? Uh, Facebook is AI land, not many real people. No, you're right. It's run by primarily with AI now, and it's just terrible play. I really don't like being on it, to be honest with you anymore. What is your opinion on this shifting of our planet? I've heard that there. I'm sorry, I must read that again because it doesn't make sense to me. But I am dyslexic, so don't just. It could be me. Give me a second, Carol. What is your opinion on this shifting of our planet? I've heard that there'll be two Earths. What's your opinion on that? No, there can't be two Earths because there's only ever going to be one Earth. Okay. Are there going to be other planets capable of sustaining life? Has to be. If this one is, then there's got to be another one. Yeah, many hundreds of thousands of other ones capable of sustaining life similar to this one. It's a chemical proof. So science is all about fact, and science has proved that they've even got glimpses of the fact that there could be water on the moon. And if there's water on the moon, which they think they found water on the moon, then that means that there's potentially a breathable atmosphere. So There are many, many, many planets that have water. Many, many planets that have had water. And if it's no longer available, such as Mars on the surface, then they're thinking it could well be under the surface. So, is there another habitable planet like Earth? Yeah, I would say. I would say in the trillions of galaxies that surround us, there has to be millions of planets that are capable of sustaining life. So I don't believe that there's going to be two Earths per se, because you're going to have one. Where do you live? I live on Earth too. No, I'd like to say, well, I live on Earth, but I'm going to be holidaying in Alpha Centauri. That sounds really cool, doesn't it? Yeah. Beam me up. Do you know what? I'm not taking the Mickey, not by any chance. That is not that far away. When you have countries like India, China, and other countries all going to the moon without any well I'm saying this flippantly, without any massive degree of problem, then us going to the moon and on vacation is not far away. It isn't very far away at all. So let's have a look at what's happening here. When are we going to be doing the ghost hunts, and will we have a chance to use a Ouija board? Right. Okay, Amanda. Well, that's a really good question. Number one, we're going to be doing the paranormal investigations right after the new year. Number two, I don't use Ouija boards. I use angel boards. They are same concept. Um, People call them different things. People call them so. A lot of people call them Ouija boards. A lot of people call them spirit boards. A lot of people call them different sort of connecting boards. Blah blah blah. I have an angelic board, which is empowered and protected by the angelic realm. So, and we will be using those, yes, but we'll be using a plethora of other tools as well, electronic tools such as EVP tools, tools for measuring energy that's around us, loads of other things that we'll be doing. So, but I'm really can't wait to get on with that. To be honest with you, I've not been. I wanted to have it done in the latter quarter of this year, which is now, but obviously there was a big hold up in my moving home, so that kind of put a kibosh on all of that. So all of the plans and all of the shows and all the ideas that we have planned for the latter part of this year is now going to be pushed across to the new year. So I have to get into the new house. I have to get into the new studios. I have to get all those working, which won't take very long at all. But once they're all tickety boo and running how we want, then we're off. We're off and running. Jojo Walsh, hi Jojo. Christopher James, good evening, Paul. Here's a link to your YouTube. Thank you very much, Christopher. And anybody who's watching on Facebook, please click on that link that Christopher has put up there and go across to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the videos, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Okay, and it'll let you know every time we do a show. Sue says, or Dorothy says, I beg your pardon, Dorothy Keegan. Good evening, Dorothy. We're not the only planet there. There's another place out there. Well, yeah, there's multiples of, well, there's trillions of galaxies, and we're one of a billion stars inside one galaxy. So there's trillions of galaxies. Your maths, your brain can't even contemplate what that is. There are more stars in our galaxy than there are grains of sand on each beach in the world. So figure that out. But you're absolutely right. We are not the only planet that's capable of sustaining life. See, what a lot of people think is that human life, animal life, and plant life are the only life. I mean, all what do you call a sanctioned being? You know, people say, "Oh, yeah, but they're not sanctioned." Why? Because they're an ant. They're talking to each other, so that makes them sanctioned. If communications of whatever species on this planet makes them sanctioned. So, but there are multiples and multiples and multiples of galaxies on this, just in our universe, and there are trillions of universes. So, there has to be within that there has to be life in different stages. Life ridiculously way ahead of us, but maybe some life behind us as well. Some life that's not up to where we are. But there's got to be that on that concept. So you will not be able to convince me that we're not being. Okay, let me give you a heads up and put my cards on the table. I not only know factually that we're being visited daily, but I do know that we're also inhabited. This planet is inhabited by beings from other planets. That's fact. That's absolute fact. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that. So put your comments in the comments below about what your thoughts are. Is this our Earth, our home? Is it inhabited by more than one species, not from this planet? I'd be interesting to hear what you can say about that. Sue Vinicum says, my dad passed. He would knock, um, and then he would knock. This started soon after he passed. Then he kept leaving lines of buttons in the house. How cool is that? And we didn't recognize. Still don't know what the buttons meant to this day. Um, I would just say it was a concept of trying to get your attention, maybe leading you to a direction. Did the buttons lead you in any specific direction to a specific place? That's something you want to be looking at. But um, what a lovely thing. What an absolutely lovely thing. Sue, thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. Dawn says there will be a shift in energy frequency on this Earth plane, and this Earth plane will work at higher frequencies. I think that's already happened. I think it happens on a regular basis, to be honest with you. I think it shifts quite constantly. Those on a lower frequency will have to catch up or stay where they are. It's all quantum dimensions. I have done, and the whole idea of being open to people's point of views is being open to people's point of views. So I um I very much believe in quantum concepts, the quantum physics. I very much believe in that. As in having quantum dimensions, I have problems in that. I don't I don't believe in the quantum concept that there's another 50 of me doing something in another. I don't grab that. That's doesn't sit for me. And as much as I push it out there, as much as I push it out with my guides, it does not come back as, oh yeah, that exists. I think being able to being able to travel through quantum dimensions as a portal from one area to another, as in like a going through a black hole, that kind of concept. Yes, I could buy into that quantum physics. But as multiple dimensions it just does not. I just can't grab it. I've tried. I've been open to it, but it just does not sit for me, and I can't buy it. Do you believe in the moon landing in 69 was true? Yes, I do. I'm yeah, absolutely. And there's too many. In fact, not only was the moon landing in 1969 true, but there's a lot more to it than the general public were allowed to understand. There were three frequencies on which the astronauts communicated between the moon and the Earth. Two of those frequencies were A and B, and then there was another frequency which had a lady's name, by the way. And there was quite a few ham radio operatives were able to tap into that particular frequency, and that frequency was set up to they call the medical frequency sort of thing. And it's either Armstrong or Aldrin is heard saying they're here. They've been here watching us for quite some time. They're parked at the other side of the crater. And that they were actually recorded saying that. they're here. They've been here for some time, and they're watching us from the other side of the crater. That's just one bit. So if you can imagine, they were there for quite some time. What else did they pick up? Follow me? Amanda says, that's exciting. It is. I don't use, I don't see. Paul has spoken to the astronauts, but I've seen the movie set. Now, you've seen a movie set, Dawn, not the movie set. No, I've spoken with astronauts, and I am 100% convinced. There was too many. Look, okay, okay. Let's forget sets. Let's forget all that stuff for 1 second, right? Just, let's take the NASA part of this and put it on the shelf for a second. All right, just leave that alone for a second. Forget NASA astronauts. Forget that for 1 second. There were multiples of ham radio operators. That's people who use radios, to communicate, and they're all around the globe. And they were all listening in, and they were all listening into all of the channels available. Okay, all of the channels coming back and forth, and they were able to communicate. They were able to calculate the distance by the time between each radio signal being sent. Okay, and that signal was being sent, and then it was taking like 38 seconds for it to be received. Okay, so they're in that from signal sent to signal received, you were able to calculate how far away that person is, and it was the moon. Okay, just that, on that concept alone. So Kelly Durant says, liked and shared. Kelly, thank you so very, very much. I don't know. I think I've known. Okay, let's. I don't think I've known anybody have so much trouble moving house, Paul. They must have something extra special planned for you. Wait till you see my house. Wait till you see my house. Well, I've put up pictures of it. That waterfall, that's the side of my house. It's beautiful. What's the difference between EVPs and normal mediumship? They're not even remotely connected. They're not even alike. EVP is what's called stands for electronic voice phenomena. EVP, electronic voice phenomena, and that is when a spirit energy is communicating with the people in the room, but the electronic gadget picks it up, and then you can play it back and hear it in real time. Mediumship is dealing directly with spirit through a mediumship connection, so they're two different things. So they're not connected. They're connected in the concept that they work under the same guise. I work in the field of paranormal, but an EVP is a technological way of recording spirit voice. Carolyn Hawkey, how does Earth, where we are all born, connect with our birth hearing? I don't buy into that, Carolyn. Sorry. I I I'm a Piscean. Apparently I'm a normal Piscean, blah 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 blah. I have trouble buying into that. I'm so motivated, and so I believe that I am in absolute control of my own destiny, and I believe I'm in absolute control of where I want to go. We all have the ability to choose. We are not necessarily really configured to be one person. We start off one person, no, and I prove this time after time after time. If, like, for an example, if I was a Piscean and I gave up my whole ideals to be a Piscean, then I would be not doing what I'm doing. I'd be doing like music constantly, or I'd be doing something, along those lines. But it's there's just it's people go out there and they find these ideals, and then they make them fit what they want to be, rather than going out and being and fitting life to suit you. And that's the way it should be. Um, we have um, we have the freedom of choice. That's the whole idea here. If you were like a Piscean, and I'm supposed to think in a certain way, and I'm supposed to then be kind of only drawn towards one particular thing or some particular people, and blah blah blah. I don't buy into that. I do know there's a lot of people out there who read the stars every day, and what they don't know is it's written by somebody who's about as much as um, you know, who know about the stars as I do about snipe shooting. It's No, I don't believe really. I believe that there is a massive pull of energy in relation to gravity and so on and so forth. And we as human beings get affected by that, yes, because we are 90% water. So you're going to be affected by gravity, you're going to be affected by radio waves, you're going to be affected by various other bits and pieces. But are you going to be completely and utterly driven by one concept, or are you going to be motivated by all the various concepts that are around you? And the answer is the latter. You're going to be motivated by what I say tonight. You're going to be going, "Do you know what? I'm just going to get, you know what? I'm going to get up tomorrow morning on the 1st of December. And I'm going to make December and Christmas go the way I want it to go." And you'd be doing the right thing. Okay. We were, we were, shall we say, conditioned. That's the right word. We were conditioned to be sheep, but we were never born sheep. Okay. We were conditioned by don't do this, don't do that. If you do this, that'll happen. If you don't do this, this will happen. So you're being conditioned all the way through. Like one of the things that annoys the living crap out of me is why are we always rushing? Why are we really? It's like today. I was driving along in the car. I had to bring my car in to get it serviced, and they gave me another new car to drive around in. I was like driving, and thinking, oh, I quite like this. And I stuck on the radio, and they were starting to talk about summer holidays. Okay, that annoys me. Let's focus on Christmas, shall we? Let's worry about the summer holidays, after the new year. So they're always pushing to get ahead, ahead, way ahead, way ahead, way ahead. Race on to the next thing, race to the following thing. When the time we get into March, they'll be starting to talk about getting going back to school, even though you haven't broken up for your summer holidays yet. Everything has to be slow the hell down, slow down. Okay. You ever think, when you get up, are you like me? You get up and you get up in the morning, right? And I always look out the window and go, okay. And then all of a sudden you're climbing back into bed and you think, what the hell happened to the day? And it just goes boom, like that. And I was getting so frightened by this concept because I'd always heard my mom and dad say to me, and my grandparents and my aunts and my uncles always said, "Oh my God, when you get older, time flies. It really, really goes faster and faster, faster, faster." And I was like, "Nah, it doesn't." All I wanted to do was sleep and hang out with my pals. So time was really slow. So as I noticed that I was getting through my 50s, mid 50s, I was thinking, oh my God, it really does. It feels like I get up in the morning and all of a sudden I'm getting back into bed. So I tried to look at that concept. So I actually sat down with a mathematical head on, a factual head, and I took a stopwatch out and I timed 60 seconds, and it was still 60 seconds. So I thought, right, okay, if that's 60 seconds, that's a minute. There are 60 of those in an hour. There is still 24 hours in a day. So time has not changed. So what is it that's making it happen that it feels like time is whooshing past? And do you know what it is? I figured it out. It's us. Because we are now conditioned that we must fill our day and we must fill it with stuff that we think is important. Okay. But what we're doing is we're filling with crap. What is important is taking time out, slowing down, and spending it with the people you love. That's important. Okay. It's not live to work, it's work to live. Okay. And we kind of get it back to front. So if you start actually making a conscious effort to go, and I do every single day. I will take out a downtime every single day. I will go out every single night and I will stand outside and I will take the time out to look into the stars and into the universe, as long as they're available, of course. And I'll spend some time with our dogs. You know, I'll spend some time with them because they are just pure love. I'll spend time with my family. I talk to my friends and I put the important stuff first and then I go to work. Like, for example, before I come on to you guys, I was working. See, work. And I was working and I was doing loads and loads and loads of work. But do you know what? I love it. You know, so I have the right balance. I have the time where I'm taking time out that for my family, taking time out for myself, taking time out to understand and enjoy life. Then I go to work, not the other way around. Please, please, please listen to me. Figure it out for yourself because you'll only figure out your way. I'll give you the tools. Here's all the tools. Look, take the time out, spend the time with your family, spend the time for yourself. You hear me at the end of every show. Take at least 15 minutes out every day just for you. I take 15 minutes out every single night just for me. I go outside and I just breathe and I look at the stars and I just look at the earth and I listen to the earth. And my grandfather used to say to me, "Son, if you want to know everything, just listen to the earth. She'll tell you. She'll tell you everything you need to know." And I go out and I listen and I follow his guidance. And he lived to 83. He was very, very happy. Good pair of shoes to follow. Um, so we have we have brand new days and brand new concepts and brand new ideas and ideals happening every single day. But we are too conditioned into being told what we're going to like, told what we should eat and shouldn't eat, told what we're going to be doing when we get up and go to bed. And that's not how it works. Remember, take the time out for yourself, understand your life, understand yourself. And that's the seminars in the new year. When you start doing these seminars with me, you're going to understand. You're going to go, oh my God. And it's going to go click. And you're going to go, oh my God, wow. And you're going to change. Dawn says, I believe in the ice wall, and there are lands outside of our knowing. Okay, I'm not going to argue with that. I can't disprove that. I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to argue with you. I don't know. Um, is it possible that there could be an Earth within our Earth? You know, with what they call lower Earths and stuff like that. Possible. I don't know. I can't say no because I don't know. Is it possible? Physically, geologically? Yeah, it is. Is it probable? Probably not. And due to if you study geography like I did, and if you go and study the Earth from a distance, i.e., astronomy, probably not, because basically the Earth is not round. The atmosphere is round. The Earth is like a big peanut, probably a good way of describing the shape of it. And it has a molten center. The center of the Earth is as hot as the sun. So whether there's another, you know, time land down there. I doubt it. But hey, who am I? I'm just Paul Francis. It was so wonderful, says Sue Vinicum. Um, oh, sorry, I just missed the one there. Julie Sharp, she says, I believe we're not the only beings on this planet. I 100% agree with you, my darling. 100%, and you will not be able to convince me otherwise. Sue says to me, it was wonderful. I says to us, because it's all about us. It was wonderful of my dad. He was a very practical man and my hero. That is such a beautiful thing to say. Thank you so very much, Sue. And it's so wonderful to hear that he was your hero. I don't know if I believe in the moon landings because why hasn't it happened since? Well, we here's the thing, Amanda. What? All right. I'm not one for being condescending. I don't like that. So I want to put it this way: just because you haven't been told that we've gone back to the moon doesn't mean we haven't. Okay, just because we didn't say, oh, by the way, listen, get all the camera action, go, rockets take off. You know, rockets take off quite constantly. What do you think they do up there? Joyride? They take off all the time. Just because you haven't been told we haven't gone to the moon doesn't mean we haven't. Did you know that China has been to the moon several times? Did you know that India has been to the moon several times? Did you know that there's quite a few other European space agencies have been to the moon? The Russians. There's multiples and multiples of peoples that have gone, and just because we haven't heard about it doesn't mean it's not happening. Because they haven't made a big thing of it, um, doesn't mean it hasn't happened. But there is a consensus that we were kind of told not to go to the moon. That's the consensus. Okay. But when I have spoken to physicists and people of that nature and said, when are we going back to the moon? The kind of answer I've always got was soon. I got not, oh, we've been to the moon, or oh, we're never going to go back. One idiot told me that there will never be back in 1974, something like that. There's a moron told me, Andrew Redpath, that was his name, said, "Oh, this was the only time we'll ever go into space. There will never be another astronaut." What an asshole you turned out to be. Sue, were the buttons leading you to your dad's stash under the floorboards? Well, it could be follow this to the final button. Dawn could well be an X. Jewelry and the gold is. You don't know. Don't knock it. You don't know. Alrighty. So Sue says, I think it would be crazy to think that we were the only living planet in this endless universe. We are just a small dot. That is absolutely true, Sue. And are you aware that the universe is moving? A lot of people don't understand that. They only think the Earth is moving. No, the entire universe is moving. Hello, Julie Evans. Was wrapping Christmas presents. Okay. Hmm. You are organized, young lady. Well done, you. Dead Sea Scrolls and the Emerald Tablets explain a lot. They only explain a lot of one person's ideal, my darling. Just because one person wrote it down, that means that that's factual or that's a point of view. We're not the only ones for sure. That's for sure. I think NASA lied so much it's hard to tell the truth. That's called politics. Okay. Oh, Faye joined us. I didn't think you were going to be here. Good evening, Faye. Welcome to the show. Already. Faye says yes. We are conditioned first by our own dear parents with don't do this, don't do that. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. I'm almost racing to the next thing. Tony drives me. We're allowed to live in the moment. They don't want to stop and think. They push and stress and worry and fear. Yeah, everything is driven by worry and fear. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out. Yeah, they really push into your psyche a thing called FOMO, the fear of missing out. Let it go. Okay, because FOMO is based on one principle. What's that principle? Fear of missing out. What's that based? It's based on a concept called guilt. Get guilt out of your life. You don't need it. Get rid of it. You don't need guilt in your life. Boom, out the window, in the trash, wherever you want to do it. But get guilt out of your system. Here's something I'm going to give every single one of you guys for 2024. Get up on the first day of 2024 and say, I will no longer conform to guilt. And people go, yeah, but anybody who says yeah, but to you, boom, get rid of them. Yeah, buts are people who always look for the reason why not. Yeah, buts. I call them yeah, buts. Oh, yeah, but And yeah, but this, and yes, sort of. I got no time for you. Get rid of what does not serve you. If it doesn't serve you, you don't need it. Okay? If it motivates you, hang on to it. Get your goals. Become a goal getter. Okay? Make it a habitual thing that you achieve your goals. And it's dead easy. All right? I'm going to make my goal. I'm going to be able to run up the stairs inside of 15 seconds. Okay. Click. Got the top. Hey, goal achieved. People go, oh yeah, but it's a dumb goal. No, it isn't. It's a goal. Okay. And once you become habitual about achieving goals, they start small, then they get bigger, then bigger, then bigger, then bigger, and then bigger. And by the time you get to the huge goals, you'll be so used to achieving them that they won't be that difficult. Alrighty? Become an achiever, and it's all down to you. If it's to be, it's up to me. Ah, goodness gracious. Just watching you, I'm missing out watching my girls singing to each other in the kitchen. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Dawn. I love that idea. My time is when I'm with my dog. I just love it. Yes, perfect time, Amanda. That is perfect time. But you know what? You are meditating. You don't realize you're meditating, but you are. When you have yourself out, I'm talking not just about Amanda, all y'all. When you go out, whether you're with, in Amanda's case, when you're with your dog, or you're just out walking, when you're out there and enjoying the beautiful countryside or the beautiful ocean or whatever it is you're doing, you are actually meditating. When you take your active mind from multi-level and bring it down, you're bringing it into a meditative state, and that is so healthy. It is so healthy. I'm going to give you something to do. Okay, I want you all to do this here. Okay, I want you to think about this, and I want you to do it tonight. When you get into bed and you've said goodnight to everybody and told everybody you love them and so on and so forth, I want you to think only of one thing, and that is a goal that you wish to achieve. Right? So when you close your eyes, what I do at night is I go for a walk around my house. I don't go for a walk around my house that I'm about to move into. I go for a walk around my house that I have completely renovated and done up and have everything in place that I want in place. I see my studios in full working order with all the top equipment. I see my set for Reach Across. The set is all in how I want to see it. And I do not waver. And I go for a walk around that at night and sometimes I drift off to sleep thinking about it. You're giving off an amazing energy to the universe to say, I want this and I want it now. Don't deviate from that. Don't let anybody tell you different. Let people call you dreamers. Everything that we're doing, I'm speaking to you with a device that's inside both of my ears. Okay. I'm speaking to you on a camera that is beaming out around the globe. If I took you back 100 years and went, oh, by the way, we'll be able to do this, you'd look at me and go, you out of your mind? You've been drinking? No, because everything is achievable. It has to be dreamed, believe, achieve. Okay, get rid of guilt. Sue says, "Can't wait for the seminars." Do you know what, Sue? I can't wait for the seminars either. I've been so bloody dying to get on with them, and that's what a lot of this writing's all about. Also to do with my next book. There we go. Right, let's have a look down. When you studied geology or geography, did you study maps throughout history? Probably, Dawn, but way back then, I was really into geography and geology and different types of stone and blah, 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 and how the pressures change and so on and so forth. But what I didn't realize was I was actually, it's funny how stuff was important to me. Some lessons weren't important to me and some weren't. For an example, sciences, all three sciences, I really excelled at all three sciences, including physics. Now, here's something for you, right? Physics, I passed quite easily in physics when I did my exams, yet I failed maths. figure that out. It's not. How can you pass physics but fail maths? Because it's basically the same thing. And the concept was, I had no interest. I had interest in physics because I was really wanting to know the physiological makeup of a crystal. I was wanting to know how the physiological workings of the earth created rock, created crystals, created gold, silver, and all that kind of stuff because I was really, really interested. When I went into maths, I went, so it's what you're really interested in. And it's the same thing about your goals. Because you're so interested, you're giving off the energy of achievement and you will achieve. Was I studying maps? Probably. Do I remember? No, I don't. And that's me being 100% honest with you. I don't. I passed it all, obviously. Ended up in college studying business and then became a chef and all that kind of thing. But Carolyn Hockey says, "Where do you think heaven is?" I think heaven is here. It's here. You see, if you start reading, I'll invite you to start reading into Zen, the Zen teachings, Carolyn. You'll first of all, it's amazing. Once you start reading it, you can't seem to put the books down. But the whole idea, when you start looking at it, you start thinking about it, you go, "Oh my God, that's right. That feels right." Okay, so the Zen Buddhists and the Zen practitioners all believe that the heavens and the earth are all one. They're all the same place. And then we change energy. So you can't kill energy. It just changes form. So we change form, okay? And then we enter the realm of heaven, so to speak. I mean, heaven is what Christians call it. You know, nirvana yeah, and there's different. You know, there's different stages of what they refer. I mean, the Zen Buddhists, they call it heaven. You know, so it's where do I think heaven is? When I was able to visit there, I passed through a veil of energy. I just know that. That's all I know. Julie Evans says there's loads going on that we don't know. Oh, God, yeah. There's no saying. There's you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So yeah, I agree with that. Um, I know that, Paul, but they haven't taken photos of the moon. Yes, they have, my darling. They have multiples of millions of photographs of the moon and the dark side of the moon as well. Okay, because that's where they find water. Oh, yeah, they have, Amanda. Trust me. Yes, they have. And just because we were told that we went to the moon doesn't mean that we have. Russia tried and got turned back, and they haven't tried again. That's not true. Did you know that one Russian astronaut got lost in space? Were you aware of that? Okay, that's not true. I don't know where you get that information, Dawn. That's not true. That's not true. Go sit down with an astronaut in NASA, a modern day astronaut. They'll tell you stuff that you just wouldn't believe. How can the American president talk to them on the moon through a landline telephone in 1969? Radio connection. It wasn't difficult. How do you think Marconi, away before that, was able to talk to somebody the other side of the earth? How could he talk from London to New York? He was using a phone, and yet he was able to transit the the Atlantic radio waves. We're all taught that there is a big see. Don't. First of all, love her to bits. Absolutely love her to bits. But you've been told information that you've gone. Yeah, that'll do me. Okay, but you've not been told the correct information. That's not correct because they've taken pictures of the actual bases of where the eagle, when they say the eagle has landed, they've taken pictures of the actual hardware that was left behind. So if we didn't land there, how did it get there? But I'm not here to challenge you on that front. If you don't believe that that man went to the moon, that's okay. That's all right. That's okay. That doesn't mean I'm going to think anything less of you. Not at all. Debate is great. Debate is healthy. We are taught that there is a beginning and an end. So if you could travel to the end of the universe, what would be there? That blows my mind. Another universe, and another universe, and another one. There is no edge. Do you know there's people on this earth who are convinced, and this is not a joke. This is not a joke. That there are people on this earth right here, right now, that are convinced that the earth is flat. Convinced that the earth is flat. And they will argue you black and blue that the earth is just flat and we will fall off the edge. Wow. Mm, 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 mm. Paul, do you have Paul, have you cleansed your crystal in your stream? Yeah, all of my crystals. Yes, definitely. In fact, I'm going to do a video on that very in the not too distant future on with that part of the Reach Across series, the new show coming in. I'll be doing some demonstrations on what to do and how to do it, things of that nature. I believe heaven and hell are more control systems. Real heaven and real hell are created in our own heads. Okay, I like that concept. I love going to the Buddhist temples in Hong Kong. Um, you see, Dawn has kind of answered her own question by saying what she believes. I believe in heaven and hell are more control systems. Real heaven and real hell are created in our own heads. So what you've just done is said you've created your own system in your own head, and that control system is yours. Now, whether or not you believe in Christianity, that's a different kettle of fish. That's not what you said. You said you believe in heaven and hell, but there are multiples of understandings of what heaven and hell are. Christianity is only one concept of heaven and hell. Okay, and I am a believer that the devil was created by man to cue. In other words, if you don't, I cannot believe. No, and okay, do you know, I'm only going to say this once, right? And because I'm not preaching under no circumstances am I preaching. Am I a reverend? Yes, but am I preaching? No. Okay. Um, I cannot believe in a all-loving, benevolent being such as our God would say, "Get on your knees, kneel, and worship me, and if you don't, I'll roast you." Nah, don't. I don't buy into that. Okay. Oh God, we got an idiot here. Look, Taro Malex. That tells you everything, doesn't it? Taro Malex. Hi, I'm Taro Malex, and I'll be able to tell your future. Guess what? At some time in the future, you'll die. How good am I? What an asshole. Taro Malex. Sounds like a vending machine, doesn't he? Come to me, put in your dollar, and I'll tell you your future. You know what Taro Malex is another word for? Asshole. There you go. Paul and I love to disagree on these subjects. It's a shame we can't debate my beliefs because you have. Do you know what we'll do, Joe? Don, sorry, not Joe. I was just looking at the name Joe. Um, we will do a show. That's what we'll do. I'm going to do a show in the new year, and we're going to get different people on who have different ideas of what it now. I will do this show, but I will do it under one guise, and that guise is we respect each other's ideals and we respect each other's ability to believe in a system that we've wanted to. Okay, we can disagree with that person. That's okay. That's okay. But we will respect the fact that they choose to believe that. All right, and we can then debate what my perspective is against, say, for example, Dawn's. But we will do it with honor, and we will do it with love. And I am definitely up for that. So Taro Malex is still in there, guys. If you would be so kind as to not only block that idiot, but report them to the AI. In other words, report them to Facebook. If you could do that for me, Taro Malex, what a cretin. Um, Dawn's a flat Earth believer. Okay, I choose to keep my headspace happy and not carry guilt or fear. Yes, get in there. I believe, no, Amanda, I believe Dawn thinks that the Earth's flat. I think if she keeps walking, she's going to fall off the end. Tell you what, it'd be a quicker way to get to Australia. Um, Carol Fitzgerald Horton says, Paul, what do you think about karma and that we come back in time? Okay, let me understand. I don't know if you're asking me two different questions here, Carol. So, what do I think of karma? First of all, let's address that. Karma is absolute, and all karma has to be balanced, met. So if you have people who go out there who are just deliberately, if for the use of the word evil, if they're evil and they mistreat everybody and everything around them, they will create a karma that has to be balanced. It has to be met, and it will be balanced, and it will be met. Okay. So the usual one people ask me about when they ask me this particular question is, "Oh my God, do you trying to tell me that Hitler got into heaven? He died and he's gone across to the other place that we refer to as heaven or the next life, whatever you want to call it. And yes, everything he did will have to have been met. If you're a big fan of comedy movies like I am, there's a brilliant movie called Little Nicky. Watch that. That'll make you laugh. So Carol, karma is absolute. It has to be, but also equally, good karma is also equally met and balanced. So if you go out there and you put yourself out and you really put yourself out to help your fellow beings, you'd be surprised at how quickly great things find their way to you. That's the karma attracting. And yeah, it's the law of attraction, basically. Whatever you give off as energy, you'll receive as energy. You give off negative energy and hateful things and evil and bad doings towards fellow man, and don't be surprised when somebody drops a bomb on your head. It's that simple. Um, do we come back in in our another life? Yes, I do believe that as well. Yeah. People ask me, "Oh, I'd look to, do we have an option of who we come back as?" I would say was in relation to that. I don't know is the truth, but I'd say it's a possibility. But the reason I'll say that is because people who come back and are severely disabled know that this is going to happen when they're on the other side of life, but they still choose to do it to experience what it is they go through. Um, but so that would then, just by using my own powers of deduction, that would tell me we have a choice. But what we don't have is a choice of coming back as a horse, cat, donkey, or bird. No, you come back as a person, and animals come back as animals. Uh, See, there you go. See, Dawn's already. That's a great idea, Paul. We should meet up and discuss boundaries. How can you debate if there's a boundary? Not possible. Righty. Glitch already blocked that idiot. I truly believe in karma, especially when I can see it. Right, well, you see it happening. Got it. Okay. Everyone thinks I'm a flat earther, but it's their assumption, not my belief. Everybody just says I'm nuts and laughs and doesn't. Hey, just because you choose to walk a particular path, that path is the right path. I like Little Nicky. It's funny as oh, it really is funny. If you haven't seen the movie Little Nicky, watch it. It's about Little Nicky as being the devil, and Little Nicky is the devil's son, and the devil is, and every day Hitler has to turn up in the devil's office, and the devil shoves a pineapple in his posterior, and you see Hitler trying to pick a little tiny pineapple, and the devil goes. It's funny. It really is funny. Okay, let's have a look. I will have to watch back the last 5 minutes. I had a phone call. Oh, hey Sue, I'm glad you're still here. Um, the Catholic Church are good to brainwash people, and that's why I don't go to church anymore. I have my own beliefs about having my. That's absolutely fine, Kelly. I go to chapel. I go to church a lot. I love the energy in the church. Love it. Absolutely amazing. I love it. I will sit in Truro Cathedral and just absorb that energy. It's beautiful. Great place to cleanse. Guys, we've been on for an hour, just over an hour now. So it's been a great evening of chat. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm using a brand new system. Normally I have you'll see the earpieces in and the lead coming down and connecting in to the camera. But tonight I'm using a new system which is just inside my head and using Bluetooth. And I was a bit worried that it wasn't working properly, but it seems to work okay. Now, in the new year, there's quite a lot of shows that I'm planning, and the good thing about it is Dawn and Amanda and Sue and a few other people are local to me, so they can be part of the shows. Now, one of the shows I really want to do is a live, real-time live seance. Okay, that's one. I want to be doing live paranormal investigations. I'm going to be doing live uh, shows with an audience. So the audience will be in the room. I'll be working, and it'll be beamed live. So there's tons of stuff that I fully plan on doing in the 2024. This is the penultimate um, uh, Spirit Quest. This tonight's Spirit Quest. The next Thursday night will be the last one before Christmas. Alrighty, so make sure you don't miss it. Okay, I will be back on Tuesday night for Reach Across Live, and that's the last Reach Across Live before Christmas and New Year. It doesn't mean it's the last show before Christmas and New Year because I'll be doing a lot of pop-ups, so you got to be around to watch those. Time has flown again. Yeah, have a great month off. No, I'm not having a month off. I'll be here next week. I'll be here on Tuesday and I'll be here on Thursday. And then it's a couple of weeks off for Christmas with my family. And then I'll be doing pop-ups in between that. And then I'll do a show between Christmas and New Year. Um, I'll do a Spirit Quest between Christmas and New Year. And then a couple of weeks off in January as we just start getting our minds focused for the new year. Carolyn Hockey says, I love Truro Cathedral. Well, there you are, Carolyn. I mean, you're going to be around this area as well to be a part of these shows if you want to be. So that's cool. Truly enjoyed being with you tonight. Faye, you just make our day. Thank you for being here, darling. I appreciate it. And tell Roger I was asking about him. Always good, full of good information. Thank you, Paul. Thank you all. Dawn, can you believe it's nearly 4 months since we had a coffee with Paul and True? What a brilliant show, full of energy. Bless your hearts, guys. I appreciate it. So, don't forget, tonight, when you climb into bed and you pull the quilt up and you get your head settled down, get a goal in your head. Get it absolutely pinpoint accurate in your head what it is that you want and see it. Walk right up to it, but see it in the concept that you've already achieved it. Not, oh, I would love to have. No, you've achieved it. It's like the new house that we have. I don't see it in its present state, empty, no furniture, no malarkey. I see it completely furnished how I want. My 80-inch TV where I can watch my Formula One. Um, Stepping out at nights, sitting by the waterfalls. I see it all in pinpoint accuracy. Do that. Give it a go. and don't deviate, and don't in the back here go, yeah, but hopefully, but hopefully, yeah, but see, don't use the yeah buts. If it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, if it's going to happen, it's up to me to make it happen. That's what that means. If I want this, then it's up to me to make it happen. Is my friends and family, guides, and angels going to help? Yeah. Okay. But you got to be aware of how they're trying to help you already. And that's going to be all available to you in the near too. I can't wait. I can't wait to get stuck into making 2023 and 2024 phenomenal. Good night to every single one of you. Thank you very much for giving me your time. Thank you for spending your time with me tonight. Thank you for the love and the support that you give me on a regular basis. I just want you to do one thing. Make sure you like the show. Make sure you share the show. And make sure you invite all your friends and family to become a part of our show. Become a part of Paul Francis Network. And let's make it all happen. Good night. God bless you. Thank you very much.